Huge fan of the Gorge. I saw Dave Matthews there. I've seen the Dead there. I've seen Mavis Staples. I've seen what's his name, Alan Stone. I've seen a lot of folks there, and I really, really, really enjoy the vibe that happens there. The camping is insane. It is just a wild place to camp, and the scenery is crazy. Let's look a little bit at the scenery of the gorge, because the gorge is just beautiful. If you've never been there, I think it's in George Washington. Is it? I don't know. Oh, look, ChatGPT just goes right on there. So here's like a good shot of it. But let's look at this. No, images. That's what I meant to do. So here's some images. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to see a concert. If you've never been to a concert outdoors and the Gorge is your first show, well, you have done well. You have chosen correctly. It's just beautiful, man. I love it so much. It's a wonderful place to see a show. Now, the camping situation is crazy because this is the main campground, and then this is where the rich people get to camp, and it's right next to the stage. Expensive camping is here, and then this is elite camping back here, and each one is not allowed in. Now, they're allowed to go into our campground, and we're allowed to go into their campground, but it's not the other way around. Like, the general couldn't go in there. So the last time I was there, I camped in, like, the grown-up section, not the elite section. There's a lot of RVs, a lot of the richer folk go there. But this is the well-to-do, middle-class, tech industry place where most of them camp right here. And then this is the serviles, the servants, the useless class, as the WEF calls them. Yes, the useless class. They are out here camping, and we judge them. We judge them harshly, and we judge them regularly. So eat it, useless class. Anyways, that's the Gorge. So we're going to get through a couple quick stories here, and then we're going to get into our regular stories. 2 people were killed and 3 more injured in a mass shooting outside the Beyond Wonderland EDM festival at Washington's The Gorge Amphitheater. As a result of the shooting, organizers announced Sunday morning that it has canceled its second day at the Gorge, which that sucks. Some asshole wanted to come to camp, come in and start shooting up the place. This yawning shit's gotta go. The incident occurred at approximately... Hold on, I got a burp. All right. My burp smells terrible. The incident occurred approximately 8:23 p.m. PST in the campground area outside the scenic George Washington venue. So it is. The Gorge is in George Washington. The festival's Saturday lineup, which included Dylan Francis, Timmy Trumpet. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know how to say that, and more, was still happening inside the venue at the time of the shooting and uninterrupted by the events out in the campgrounds. According to Grant County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Kyle Foreman, the suspect, who was later apprehended, fired randomly into the crowd in the campground area and an estimated 20 to 30 minute walk from the amphitheater. Bro, the walk from the amphitheater to campground is awful. And I remember, like, it was the 3rd day or something at the Dave Matthews Festival. It was Labor Day weekend. a couple years ago, and I remember it was just I was up all night drinking the night before. I took some LSD. I was smoking weed. I was catching COVID. I was doing all the sweet, awesome things that you do at a festival. And I remember I couldn't even watch the Dave Matthews show. I was so haggard. I was so just like I couldn't do. I had to, and then I walked back to my campsite. It was a horrible, like, people that I was camping with and we were going to the show with was like, how are you even standing? I'm like, I'm a champion. I can do it. And my body's like, sir, you are in your late 30s. You need to go lay your big ass down and stop. And just stop. Because that's what was happening. It was just too much. And so I made it back. I remember walking like cocked over sideways, just like stumbling, like trying to find my campsite, which thankfully I was able to locate rather quickly. And so I just passed out. And I remember waking up at like 12:30 in the morning, and like everybody's hanging out, and my buddy who I went with was all mad because some girl would like turn him down or something. I don't know, but he was all pissed. No, they they were pissed at him because he wasn't getting vaccinated. It's like, you're smarter than this, man. You're smarter than this. You need to get vaccinated. In any case, that walk from the gorge to the campground, from the campground to the gorge is not so bad. But after you've been standing or dancing and drinking and fucking getting wasted and smoking weed all night, walking back is a nightmarish hellscape. Plus, you're in with the whole crowd, so you're being corralled out with everybody. It's just nonsense. I mean, if you've ever been to a big concert, you know how awful it is getting around those things and trying to get out. And you could easily miss the encore and get out a little bit faster. But who wants to miss the fucking encore? You pay all this money to go see a show, and you want them to play your song. And then your fucking song's probably in the encore. You know, bro. According to Grant County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Kyle Foreman, the suspect was later apprehended, fired randomly into the crowd in the campground area, and in an estimated 20 to 30 minute walk from the amphitheater, which it can be much longer. I would always get sidetracked too. It's like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, what's up? I saw, hey, it's you. It's just a mess. Foreman added in a late Saturday press conference, we don't know what the motives were or what the intentions were of the shooter, and we'll have to wait and see if we can find that information out later on. The names of the suspect and the victims have not been announced yet by authorities. On Sunday morning, the Grant County Sheriff's Office announced that an independent investigation entity has taken over because the incident was in part officer-involved shooting. The KXLY reported that the suspect was not shot by the police. On Saturday, following the incident, Beyond Wonderwall tweeted for attendees to please avoid the Gorge Gate H campgrounds area as it is closed due to an incident that has been handled by local authorities. There are no current danger to festival goers or the campgrounds. By Sunday morning, organizers announced that the festival's second day has been canceled due to an incident that took place in the overflow camping area last night. We regret to find that day 2 of Beyond Wonderland at the Gorge has been canceled. That's so shitty. That's so shitty. One person fucking it up for everybody. We would like to express our sincere appreciation to the local authorities and staff who acted quickly to manage the situation. Our heartfelt thoughts and condolences go out to the family and friends and all those affected by the tragic event. Afrojack, Marshmello, Joyride, and more were among the artists scheduled to perform on Sunday at the fest. Afrojack tweeted following the news of the mass shooting and canceled festival Sunday. Oh, and he he tweeted a heartbroken emoji and a cry, sad face emoji. So there it is, folks. There it is. Yeah, that's really sad, man. And to think, I wonder if there's any other things that are coming out about this. Let's see. Mass shooting Gorge. More details. So there were 2 people that were killed. This is 5 hours ago. This is out of Washington. So after 2 people, so 2 people were killed and 3 others injured in the shooting at an electronic dance festival. Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It was really scary, one of the festival goers said. Authorities said the suspect randomly fired into the crowd at the overflow campsite, said Kyle Foreman, public information officer at Grant County Sheriff's Office. That's not our community, Radley said. That's not part of who our community is. How do you fucking know who? Come on, you don't know. The music festival Beyond Wonderland is hosted annually at the Gorge Amphitheater and is produced by Insomniac Events. But even if an artist is held again next year, or if an event is held again this year, even the most diehard EDM fans told us they're not sure if they want to go back. I can understand. Naders, Morby, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Ayo. The heck is up? Oh no, good news? Oh no. Yeah, no good news here. This is bad news. We're trying to figure out if there was more details to what was going on, what happened at the Gorge. And the Gorge, I love the Gorge. It's one of my favorite places to go.
An EDM music festival gone terribly wrong.
That's not our community. That's not part of who our community is.
I don't know what's going on.
This couple took their teenage kids and they say they heard the initial gunshots, but at first thought they were fireworks.
And I went, I missed fireworks. It's not dark yet. Like, why are they doing fireworks? We're not ready. And so, and then maybe 20 minutes later, I heard it again.
She says a staff member later told her there was, quote, active shooters.
We were being told to run.
Campers witnessing it all.
Suited armor looking for this guy. Those are armed police officers right here going down in here. Running down right behind where our tents were, looking for suspects in the brush.
Till eventually local authorities published warnings online.
You need to run, hide, or fight.
People at the amphitheater
Run,
say they
hide,
were
or
told
fight.
to stay.
Jesus.
We've been told there's a shooter. It's isolated. It's not right here. It's best to get into the festival. That's where we want people.
And I'm told those on the campgrounds
Nobody could get in or out.
were also told to stay.
The festival is
Whoa.
still going on. It didn't end until 2 a.m.
All that attendees say they heard from event planners was this on the festival's Twitter page describing an unspecified incident.
It was really scary.
And this VIP ticket holder has more on the line than most.
What are you going to do when you see your son? Oh, I'm going to hug him.
Oh my God.
I never want to go on a trip not knowing if I'm going to come home and miss out on his life.
Oh my God. They had to bring in that part of the story. Oh, and I have a son who's at home and safe, but I have a son. Yeah, that's sad. But they know what they were doing there. They know what they were doing. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. By the way, a happy Juneteenth. I hope you guys are having a great Juneteenth all over the world. Wow, this kind of reality with all the shootings going on, it's so hard to fathom. I understand that, but here it is, right? It's just some little asshole who's trying to get their name, get some attention. Who knows what drives these pricks? But God, it sucks because they ruin it for everybody. What have we come to? Good question. We've come to Jesus. We've come to Jesus. That's what we've come to. All right. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Hey. Well, I don't I don't know if you could call it. I mean, it sucks that you can't just go to a concert and just have a good time and take some drugs and just like let the music take you. It's like you still have to sit around and be like, well, hopefully there's not an active shooter just taking out people. I remember in Las Vegas when that shooter attacked that one country music festival, and that was much worse than what happened here. Let's see, LV Country Music Fest active shooter. This was like a few years ago. Yeah, this was back in 2017. And this, oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, I have shit going on, loser. There was a photograph, a concert, it turned into a massacre. So, and there was actually a lot going on here too. We camped our asses off this weekend. That sounds nice. That sounds really nice, actually. Living that sweet life. I ate marijuana, lots of it, and smoked some dabs, and smoked a joint, one joint. I was higher than a bird dick, higher than a giraffe pussy, higher than the treetops. It was fantastic. And I'm still trying to like wake up a little from all of that. That was yesterday. Same with a few fun guys. Ooh, let's go, fun guys. True mean. But this one, there was controversy and a conspiracy surrounding this, that this was a false flag operation, because the guy who was doing, oh my God, sorry guys, I didn't realize there was going to be such a graphic video. So prepare yourselves, y'all. There might be graphic images here. There was a conspiracy that popped up because supposedly there was more. It looks like there was more guns fired from the hotel room where the shooter was shooting from, because this dude had a high caliber weapon and he was just fucking shooting rounds into the crowd. But they said that it looked like, what was the conspiracy around this? Is what I want to know. I'm only going from a cursory understanding. 50 people were killed. That's so crazy. People were fleeing. They were panicked. The gunfire was sporadic. Multiple shooters. Conspiracy. Let's see what ChatGPT tells us. Where's my ChatGPT? You fucking fuck. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. I want to go camping here soon. My mom got us man, get the fuck out of here with all this shit. My mom got us like a cool tent that's kind of it's like a yurt. New documents suggest Las Vegas shooter was a conspiracy shooter was a conspiracy theorist. Oh, he was a conspiracy theorist. I'll do it later. You know I'll do it later, bro. Stephen Paddock was the gunman who killed 58 people, wounded hundreds more last October when he opened fire from the window of his room in the Mandalay Bay Hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. Yesterday, following legal organizations, the Las Vegas Police Department released a trove of documents. The investigation, including statements from the witness and victims. What the documents tell us, mostly the documents contain heroin accounts of victims of the shooting spree. There was also an interview with Paddock's wife, as police said in the press conference announcing the release. But tantalizingly, people who encountered Paddock before his shooting say that he expressed conspiratorial anti-government beliefs, which are characteristics of the far right. There it is. He was a far right MAGA guy. In a handwritten statement, one woman says that she sat near Paddock in a diner a few days before the shooting while out with her son. She said she heard him and a companion discussing the 25th anniversary of Ruby Ridge standoff and Waco siege. Each of these incidents touchstones for a rising anti-government militia movement back in the 1990s. She said she heard him and his companion saying that courtroom flags with golden fringes are not real flags. The belief that fringe flags are those of a foreign jurisdiction. So, you know. And conspiracy. Oh, this is 2 hours. We're not watching. Time suck. YouTube is trying to stop people from seeing the Las Vegas. Multiple weapons found. Naders. We brought our 2 youngest dogs on the river in the canoe. Surprisingly, we had no problems. Cops were called for a fist fight that led to using river rocks as well. Who were you fighting, Naders? Who did you throw rocks at? I see that Chat GPT hasn't showed its fucking ugly little face. There it goes. There it goes. I can't provide any real-time information on specific events. My training only allows until September 2021. However, my last line of... You fuckface. LV Country Music Shelter Ultimate Multiple Shooter Conspiracy. We have not accomplished anything, you guys. We might have to move on to the next story. Not us, just floated by the chaos. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it was all you guys. Alright, he said in the news cover, I would stand by the time given. Okay, so what was the conspiracy theory? Chronologically, the events of the music festival shooting shifted again Friday when authorities said the hotel security guard injured by the gunman was struck just as the massacre unfolded, but minutes earlier. Not minutes. Clark County Sheriff Joe Assessment backtracks when he initially told reporters on Monday that the guard Jesus Campos was shot at 9:59 p.m. on the night. Okay, and okay, where's the conspiracy? This is stupid. This is so fucking stupid. All right. Las Vegas shooter conspiracy. This is taking too much time. My attorney said to say different. I see. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. The former Marine who turned down MGM settlement. FBI docs released details about the 2017 shooter.
It's been nearly 2 weeks
Oh, it's
since
Tucker.
the horrifying shootings in Las Vegas, and unbelievably, nobody seems able to answer even the most basic questions about what actually happened. Police initially told us that Stephen Paddock shot a hotel security guard in the hallway outside his room after he'd finished murdering more than 50 people on the plaza below. Then authorities changed that timeline. What actually happened, investigators explained, was that at 9:59 p.m. that night, Paddock shot guard Jesus Campos in the leg after firing about 200 rifle rounds through the hotel room door. Then Paddock waited another 6 minutes for some reason before opening fire on the crowd. Once that rampage ended, it was another hour before police entered his room and found Paddock dead. That was the explanation as of a few hours ago. Didn't make sense, but they were going with it. Now there's a new account. In a statement just this afternoon, the company that owns the hotel where Paddock was staying says it has concluded that police are all wrong about what happened. Actually, the hotel says armed security officers rushed to Stephen Paddock's room, quote, immediately after the shooting first began. How did they respond when they got there? Why was Paddock able to continue shooting? We still don't know the answers to those questions. But that's just the beginning of what we don't know about this case. Media outlets, for example, confidently reported that Paddock made a living as a professional video poker player. Now, that's technically possible. We checked today with someone in Vegas. But it's a little like, as Ann Coulter pointed out in a column this morning, like claiming someone made a living smoking crack. Probably didn't happen. So what was really going on with Stephen Paddock? Still unknown. And so, by the way, is his motive still unknown. 64-year-old accountants don't typically spend months planning mass murder for no reason. There was a reason. No one can even guess as to what it was. Other questions that Coulter raised that news organizations ought to be asking but aren't. How can it possibly take 8 days to figure out when the alleged shooter checked into the hotel? Why was Paddock wearing gloves?
Teen Vogue has the inside track. Letters to Las Vegas shooter beg him not to go on a shooting rampage months before. Well, let's see what Teen Vogue says.
A mass shooting took place in Las Vegas with at least 50 people confirmed dead and hundreds more injured. Hey there, I'm Brittany McNamara, and this is
Hey there.
Shots were fired at a country music festival taking place in Las Vegas. Reportedly,
Shitty but
the shooter
impressive.
fired from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, while victims were across the street on festival grounds. Las Vegas Sheriff Joseph Lombardo initially called the shooter a lone wolf type actor. The same was said about Omar Mateen, the ISIS sympathizer behind the Pulse nightclub shooting last year. Dylan Roof, who murdered 9 people in Charleston, was also called a lone wolf. So was the shooter in Aurora and Sandy Hook and Planned Parenthood. Using the term lone wolf is problematic for a number of reasons. First off, it looks better for police and officials. It's harder to catch a lone wolf that springs out of nowhere than it is to stop a shooter with roots in ISIS or a white supremacist group. Second, it makes the public feel better. Rather than think that there are secret groups out there plotting these horrible attacks, it's easier to believe that these were spontaneous and that there's nothing that could have been done to prevent them. Here's the thing though. Mass shooters don't emerge from vacuums. The Las Vegas sheriff stated that it was too early to call the attack on the Strip terrorism because they don't know the shooter's belief system. So many times we conflate terrorism with religion, but there are many other sources of radicalization.
Really?
That's why it's important that we look at the potential roots of why people do this, whether that be white nationalism, white supremacy, misogyny, homophobia, or transphobia. Especially given the high statistics about gun violence in this country, the sooner we do, the sooner we'll realize that these lone wolves aren't actually alone. How do you think the media is reacting to this shooting? Let us know in the comments below, and don't...
That was the fucking thing. You fucking bitch. You got me to go and fucking watch that whole video too. I wish we could get the actual conspiracy theory. You know what? Gene! Goddamn hoe. What's up, Mean Gene? You're up late, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. We're just trying to find out what the fudge We're just trying to find out what the conspiracy theory was behind the Las Vegas country music shooting. because that's real nice stuff and fun stuff to talk about. I guess. Only white shooters make the news, as Chicago. That's true. There was actually a mass shooting the other day that happened somewhere in California, and it was a black dude killing a bunch of people. Did not make national news. Was not the top of the stories. Could be the Illuminati, or it could just be that, there's a narrative that mainstream media and everybody's trying to push, and mostly that white people are evil and that they're the worst people on earth. And if you are white, you are a MAGA white supremacist, Trump supporter, and you deserve to be treated poorly. And you kill people randomly because it's in your blood to be animals if you're all white. If you're all white, you're all right with me. It's okay. You're all black, it's all right with me. I am 2% Senegalese, so don't come for me. Guns, guns, guns. It's America. Yeah, and that's what's so amazing about it. I was just talking to my friend the other day that we need to buy more guns. He actually found this decent deal because he's buying silver right now. Tell me about the conspiracy theory surrounding the 2017 Las Vegas shooting. With Patrick, what was his name? Patrick, what was it? Patrick what? Patrick. Yeah, they don't fucking care. I'm half white. We're gonna have a problem. Obviously, not a whole problem, just a half a problem. Yeah, ChatGPT will probably not support this, and that's okay.
Early this
Stephen
morning,
Paddock.
a mass shooting took place in Las Vegas with at least 50.
Shut up, bitch. Stephen Paddock. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Guaranteed. Okay. Las Vegas play, which took place October 1st, was a traffic event that resulted in deaths of 60 people, including including the shooter Stephen Paddock, injured hundreds of others. While the official investigation concluded that Paddock acted alone, a number of conspiracy theories have emerged regarding the incident. It's important. Okay, who cares? One conspiracy theory suggests that multiple shooters were involved in the attack, contrary to the official narrative that Paddock acted alone. Proponents in this theory point to witness testimonies describing the sound of multiple gunshots coming from different directions. However, it's worth noting that in chaotic situations, it is common for witnesses to perceive events differently, and the confusion and echoes in a densely populated urban area can contribute to such perception. Now, this is what I was saying. This is what I was thinking too. When people heard multiple gunshots, well, they were in the middle of downtown Las Vegas and the Strip, so you have sound echoing off of buildings, crazily. So you're going to hear multiple shots because you're going to hear a gun and then the echo of that gun. And if it bounces off of other buildings and other walls and other things, other structures, it's going to sound like multiple. So it'll be like boom, 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 So it's going to sound like it's coming from all directions, and it's going to sound like there was multiple shots. So that doesn't seem right. Yeah, they got me. Why do criminals do illegal activities? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get echo shooting in the range, but that's obvious because you're in a little concrete box. Another theory claims that Paddock's motive for shooting was politically motivated, with some suggesting that he had connections to extremist terrorist organizations. However, there is no substantial evidence to support these claims, and law enforcement agencies found no indications and specific political or ideological motive. Additionally, some conspiracy theories focus on alleged inconsistencies of the official timeline and law enforcement's response to the incident. Critics argue that the law enforcement agencies withheld information or manipulated the narrative to cover up the involvement of additional perpetrators or other undisclosed details. However, these claims have been widely debunked as investigations conducted by multiple law enforcement agencies, including FBI, found no evidence of conspiracy or cover-up. Never! The FBI never finds any conspiracies, right? There's no cover-ups here. Remember that hot girl twerking in front of the casino? That was cool. Yeah, that was cool. It's important to approach conspiracy. Okay, we don't need to read all that. Hard for me to find twerking hot. Twerking is kind of gross. I agree. It's just like, what is that? Is that some kind of mating ritual? Like, what do you want me to do? Come up behind you and like let that hit on my shit? I don't know. Twerking, you're right. Twerking is not, it's like, for me, it's like some girl dancing at a strip club trying to make eye contact. It's like, ugh,